Right friends, good morning New India. The first one is with regard to President of India's address in view of National Technology Day. National Technology Day we celebrate on 11th May, and what is the significance of 11th May? You have to go back to 1998 and the second nuclear explosion or testing, you can say, under Operation Shakti took place at Pokhran in Rajasthan on May 11, 1998, and that is one significance. And the second one is with regard to the testing of Trishul, that is surface to air missile, short range surface to air missile. And third point is Hansa 3, the two-seater aircraft was also tested. So, in view of these three things, May 11 was chosen as National Technology Day, and yesterday while addressing the people, the President of the country stated that there are several successes from examination perspective. These are very important. PSLV, this is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, successfully launched 104 satellites, and second important point is it is 38th consecutive successful mission of PSLV, that is second important point. Third one is India's first light combat aircraft Tejas was inducted into Indian Air Force. So, like that the President stated several achievements. The fourth important aspect is maiden test flight of Rustum 2 unmanned aerial vehicle and DRDO's unmanned aerial vehicle. The name don't forget, Rustum 2, and Tejas. Tejas is light combat aircraft which was introduced into Indian Air Force, and the success of PSLV by launching 104 satellites. So, these are all pointed out by the President in his address at Vignan Bhavan yesterday, and please go through this. This para is very important. It talks about three programs: Nidhi, Inspire, Kiran. So, please go through this paragraph. Then if you look at the next event, the Prime Minister arrives in Colombo, visits Seema Malaka temple. The Prime Minister's visit is mostly religious, and please don't forget another aspect. The aspect is Vesak Day, or you can say Vaisakhi Day. Vesak Day, V-E-S-A-K, Vesak Day is celebrated in our country what we call Buddha Purnima. So, this Vesak Day celebrations, the Prime Minister is also participating. And if you look at India Sri Lanka, we discussed number of times. The issue is with regard to fishermen's. Second one is excessive Chinese presence in Sri Lanka during Rajapaksa's time. But now Sri Lanka is applying brakes for Chinese investment. The third important point is Hambantota port, and China is trying to dock one of its submarines near Sri Lanka coast, and China has done that during Rajapaksa's time. And now because of India's pressure, Sri Lanka is objecting for docking of submarine near Sri Lankan waters. Right? Look into the next one. This is with regard to National Contact Center toll-free number. National Contact Center toll-free number. So, if you have any complaints, you can ring up. This is the toll-free number given by the Election Commission. So, please go through this. Not much in this article. This is Election Commission toll-free number, that is National Contact Center. Look at the next one. This is farmers and stakeholders can directly approach ICAR with problems. Ministry of Agriculture launched E-Krishi Samvat. E-Krishi Samvat is online interface. If farmers has got any problem, they can directly approach ICAR with their request. So, farmers will have facility through this online platform to approach ICAR. That is about this news item. The next news item is with regard to Ministry of Minority Affairs stated that they are going to launch two programs in 2017. Already don't forget, there are several programs especially for minorities such as Garib Nawaz Skill Development Center, then Ustad, Nayi Manjil, Nayi Roshni, Sikho Aur Kamao. Several programs are there, and in the year 2017, it is going to launch two programs. What are those two programs? One is Ustad Samman Samaroh. Ustad Samman Samaroh. This will be launched during Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay birth centenary, and under which artisans and craftsmen of minorities will be honored. Honoring artisans and craftsmen of minority communities is Ustad Samman Samaroh. And second is with regard to campaign for education. This is going to be launched on the anniversary of former President APJ Abdul Kalam on 15th October. It will be introduced in 100 identified districts. Right friends, let us look at Ustad. All of you are familiar with Ustad, and the new program to be launched is Ustad Samman Samaroh, right, to honor the craftsmen of minority communities, artisans and craftsmen of minority communities. They will be honored. Right friends, look at the next one. Government regulator gives nod for GM mustard. Here one important point to notice: what is the nodal authority for clearing the genetically modified crops? That is Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee, or GEAC, that is under the Ministry of Environment. And please look into this saga of GM crops. GM cotton was cleared in 2002. Then BT brinjal, though it was cleared by GEAC, but government has not gone ahead in 2010. And if you look at GM mustard, now GEAC cleared. Now we have to wait and see whether government will take the decision to go ahead or not. And during the past 15-16 years, if you look at GM cotton, this was developed by Monsanto. This is the multinational firm based in United States of America. And BT brinjal was developed by Mahiko. This is based in Maharashtra. And GM mustard is developed by these Delhi University scientists led by Deepak Pental. These things don't forget. And Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee is the nodal authority for clearing genetically modified crops. Then findings of subcommittee of GEAC I have given here. And one important aspect is the name is Dhara Mustard Hybrid 11 or DMH11, and here it uses a system of genes from common non-pathogenic bacteria. Common non-pathogenic bacteria genes are used here, right? If you go ahead, ICJ writ may not be applicable to Pakistan. Now it is with regard to various commentators with regard to the implementation of ICJ's order. Here the point to note is on March 29, Pakistan revised its commitment to ICJ with regard to national security. So some experts feel that Pakistan may not implement this because it has already withdrawn from ICJ issues pertaining to national security. This is Balochistan province, so please go through this. And Pakistan claims that he was arrested in Balochistan region, but India says he was arrested from Iran. Right, look into the next one. Yemen war threatens millennia old mummies. Please look into this picture. Example of mummy. Mummies means dead bodies, maybe 1000-year-old, 2000-year-old, and they are being preserved with chemicals, and initially some atmospheric conditions might have favored which did not allow decay, and subsequently they are being preserved with chemicals and maintaining certain temperature. And now in Yemen, because of war, what happens? Electricity is not proper chemicals are not available. So this news item says that Yemen war threatens millennia old mummies, right? So please go through this picture. Yemen, Sana'a as well as Aden. Aden is coastal city, Sana'a is the capital city. It is into civil war. Look into the next one. Center to release new series of IIP WPI data. So now the base year, once this is changed, for all the base year will be 2011-12 uniformly. CPI already brought to base year 2011-12. And look into the next one. Here this is with regard to the fall in private remittances, and these are important element of current account, and if they fall along with rise in oil prices, then what happens? Current account deficit may increase, and the worrying factor is this private remittances or unilateral transfers, they are falling. You may have a doubt what is the reason. The fall in oil prices, especially in Gulf countries, fall in oil prices in Gulf countries have slowed down various activities like construction and others. That's why the foreign remittances by the NRIs in foreign countries is coming down, and this is the worrying factor, because you see in balance of payments that comes under secondary income. And if you look at current account, exports, imports, services, primary income, secondary income. So here in secondary income, this is $63 billion. If you look at 2015-16, and the worrying factor is it is coming down. I have taken this picture only to show that the son working in America is sending dollars to parents in Karnataka, right? Look at the next one. Voluntary unemployment is rising, and here Vivek Debroy says that there is no mechanism to calculate the employment data in our country. Only Labour Bureau calculates at enterprise level only for some sectors. Labour Bureau data is at enterprise level only for some sectors, and NSSO takes up once in 5 years, that is household data on employment. And that's why, seeing the vacuum, government constituted a committee headed by Arvind Panagadia, basically to strengthen the rules and regulations with regard to collection of employment data in our country. Then CEA Arvind Subramanian hits out at global rating agencies for China bias. Arvind Subramanian says that the global rating agencies are China biased, and if you look at largest credit rating agencies in the world, Moody's as well as Standard & Poor's, these two together enjoys almost 80% of market share in the world. And if you look at India, in India, credit rating agencies are CRISIL almost has 60% market share in our country, and it is S&P global company. And please differentiate between credit rating agencies and credit information agencies. So CIBIL is example of credit information company which gives data with regard to credit history. And if you look at the credit rating agencies, here BBB, this is the lower investment grade, right? BBB plus as well as minus will be there. So BBB is the lowest investment grade, and if you go down, it is non-investment grade, and credit rating agencies are giving India lower investment grade rating. That's what about this article, right? So up to BBB plus or minus, this is investment grade, and below that it is not investment grade. So BBB either plus or minus, that bifurcates investment grade to non-investment grade, right? So non-investment grade starts from BB and below. And if you go further, emerging markets on a roll, this is from Business Line, it's not the Hindu, it's from Business Line. If you look at emerging markets, please look into this. Emerging markets equities are surging ahead, and at the same time currencies are gaining against the dollar, and at the same time emerging markets are growing at reasonably good pace, and inflation is also rising. And another important aspect is this foreign fund flows into equity is also quite strong, right? The details we discuss sometime later, maybe within week or so, in the capsules as and when some editorial or article appears. Right friends, this concludes Good Morning New India. Have a nice day. Thank you.